Just gonna use concealer on my eyelids. Again, this is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in that same shade. And just blend it out until it blends with the concealer that you used on under your eyebrow. I also like to use the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. Looks like this, classic. I've been using this for years, um, which is why it's probably almost gone. But I'm just going to take a little bit, like that much. And guys, you'll see me always put my product on my hand, even like when I'm contouring and things like that, just because it's easiest. And at the end, I'll just wipe my hand off and wash my hands. Um, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit with my finger just because it's easiest to do that. And spread it around my eyelid. And just make sure you blend it in because it's a great primer, but if you're not good at blending or if you don't blend it out very well, it can get kind of cakey and like crusty, and you can see the edges of where you didn't blend out your primer well enough. So that's just a word to the wise. I am also now going to I'm going to set it now. I'm going to use one of my palettes from Arbonne, and I'm just going to take one of my Arbonne brushes, one of the blending brushes, and just go ahead and take this light shade, and I'm going to set both the primer and the concealer with this. Okay, so now we have a great base. So now I'm going to go in with a color from my illuminating trio, the Urban Decay Naked Illuminating Trio, and just use the very first color here to just go under my eye, under my arch, just to give it a little bit of glow. So now I'm going to take my Sephora palette. I have a combination Sephora palette. I'm going to use like the brownish color here. And just blend that out. It's going to be the first of my transition colors. I'm going to take more like a reddish color and use that as well, just to deepen up the transition. I'm going to switch to my MAC 224 brush just because it's better at blending the transition colors, so I should probably use this one. Now I'm going to take So now I'm going to go back into my illuminating trio just to get that highlight again because I don't think it looks concentrated enough. I'm going to kind of, if any of you are familiar with cut creases, I'm kind of going to do the same thing you would do for a cut crease. So I'm going to go back in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer. I still have some here on my hand. So I'm going to use that. I'm also going to go in with this LA Colors Jumbo Eye Pencil, and it's in the color White. I believe this is just called white. I'm sorry, it's seashells. CP401, color seashells. So you want to take a clean brush, and I'm going to go into this really shimmery and beautiful color here. And apply that to my lid. Okay, so now the eyes are done. I'm going to now use some eyeliner to create a wing. I'm going to use a combination of my Arbonne liner in black. Here it is. It's the ink liner, waterproof liquid eyeliner in the color Trooper, which is just a really dark black. And this is what it looks like. Guys, I love this stuff. It gives you like a fleeked cut crease without much effort. It's almost impossible to not get a banging cut crease from this liner. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to lean into the mirror just so I can see more precisely. I'm sure you guys don't need a tutorial on wing liner because there's so if you do mess up on your wing liner, we can always just go in and correct it anyway. And the way you do that, I'm just going to use my concealer to do it first. But go ahead and draw basically like a line from the corner of your eye up to your eyebrow. And drag that down just so that it's easier to blend. And that's just how you clean up your wing. And even if you don't mess up, sometimes it's good to do that just to make sure you have like the crispest line or the most crisp line that you could get. I'm going to put lashes on. I do my lashes last just because it's like a finishing touch. I like to do my face next. So I'm going to use my Beauty Blender to apply my foundation. Again, I'm using Arbonne products. So I'm using my Arbonne Perfecting Liquid Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF 15 Sunscreen. So it is definitely a great product. As you see, I'm running low on this first bottle. I'm in the color Toffee Bronze. I'm actually between two colors. I'm getting my color back from the summertime. I'm between Toffee Bronze and Deep Bronze right now. So I'm going to wet my Beauty Blender again with my Awaken Mist, just so I can get it moist. You don't want it too wet, just moist is fine. I'm also actually going to use my color correcting concealer. This is from Maybelline. It's the Cover Stick Corrector Concealer. And it's green, of course, to correct redness. And I'm not sure if you guys know, but orange is what you use for dark marks and black spots. But if, there are also plenty of videos on that as well. I'm just going to correct any redness that I see. I know I look crazy right now, sorry. And just blend it out with my Beauty Blender just so it doesn't look clumpy underneath of my foundation. And right now, the Arbonne foundation, there's really only one formula that they have for it. And it is pretty much full coverage. I will show you guys. It does cover up, a lot of blemishes. I would consider it a full coverage foundation. And again, this is the Toffee Bronze color. I'm going to go on this first. Just blinding with my Beauty Blender. I've not yet tried the Silver Sponge, I guess you would call it. It doesn't matter to use it, been getting on YouTube. It's not something that I'm dying to try. But as you guys see, it's a little bright for my complexion. So that's why I'm going to go back in with the deep bronze as well. Just take a little of that and just blend those two colors. And this foundation is not heavy at all. It's very light. And because I have the primer down, it just feels so good on my skin. It feels like, you know, like your skin is actually feeling good underneath. Make sure I get every part. I'll go back over it one more time. And I usually just go ahead and get my nose ring messy while I'm doing makeup and just go back at the end and remove any makeup that's still on there. So now we get to the inner corners of the brow. So what I do is just either you can, well, I start by taking the spoolie end of my Sephora brow brush and just blending. First you try to blend them out like this. You don't really want the inner corners of your brows to come much past your eye. So you want to make sure they're pretty even or else you'll kind of look crazy. You can start by blending it, you know, inward like that. You get a little bit of the foundation that you're using on the brush as well. And if you need to reapply, you can do that, but blend it out that way. Also, if it's still too dark and you need a little bit of foundation to help you out with blending, you can take it back and forth to just create that gradient effect. A lot of people say they don't like the gradient effect, but it pretty much helps your eyebrows to better blend. So I personally still do it. Alright, so now that you have your brows blended in the middle, they're pretty much good. And we also have our foundation on. A spot that I used to forget about is under my eyes, really close to my eyes like this. So please, ladies, make sure you look up and just pat under your eye like that. And the more you do makeup, the more you will be comfortable with doing that. At this point, I'm going to take my LA Girl Pro Concealer again in that same color. I also like to use the color Fawn for this step. And I'm going to work on my contouring, my highlight and contouring. Sorry, guys. I also don't mind putting my foundation on my lips. Just because it helps with your lip color, whatever color you choose to use. So I'm going to go ahead and just squeeze a little out and put it underneath my eye. A little there as well. Alright. So once you're satisfied, you can go ahead and take your beauty blender again. Wet it one more time. So next, our favorite part, baking. So I'm going to use two products. I'm going to use, excuse me, you guys, I just gotta reach for it in my makeup kit. I'm going to use the Sephora Bright Set. It looks like that. It's not the best, but I purchased it because I could not find the banana powder in the mall. I was told I had to order it and I needed something right away. So I purchased this as it's supposed to be the dupe for it. It's not very good at setting, so I use it in combination with another product. It kind of looks like that. And for African American women, to me, it has some flashback. Um, but I mean, it's still good enough to use. Cause I think it was like $25, so I'm gonna use it. I just take it a little bit on my beauty blender, and it's still damp. It's not totally dry. So I'm just gonna set it here, just lightly set everywhere that I applied the concealer. It's not only gonna make these areas stand out a little bit more, but it's also just gonna solidify the places that you put the concealer. Okay, now once you're done with that, I'm gonna put that to the side. And then I am gonna use my Arbonne setting powder. It's called Setting Pretty. Translucent loose powder. It's also broad spectrum SPF 15 sunscreen. So everything, as you see with Arbonne, is definitely caring for your skin as well as helping you to look better. One thing about Arbonne I love is that all their products, like I said, are pH balanced. They're all botanically based. Um, if you didn't know, in about 20 seconds, everything that we put on our skin is absorbed into our bloodstream. So we need everything, to be healthy and, free of carcinogens. And one of the main things about Arbonne, it doesn't contain animal byproducts, which a lot of the products that people use do contain those. For one. And mind you, even the products that I'm using that are not Arbonne are not reaching my skin. I have 2 layers between my skin and all the other products that I'm using on top of my skin. As you guys saw, I put on the Arbonne primer and I also put on Arbonne foundation. So these products are on my skin, but they're not accessing my bloodstream. And if they are, it's not as easy to do so. Um, since there's a barrier between my skin and those products. So, okay, I look kind of crazy, but you guys know. So now we're going to work on, while that's setting, we're going to work on our contour. Excuse the fallout on my shirt. I like to use the Arbonne liquid foundation in the color Espresso. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand. And I'm going to accent my cheekbones, which kind of don't need a lot of help doing that. They're naturally accentuated, but we're going to work on them a little bit. My hairline's kind of heart-shaped, so I try to do like a heart shape kind of so that I can accommodate my widow's peak and things like that. I'm also going to go down the sides of my face just to connect to that cheekbone. And to slim my face, I'm going to go down to my chin. Ladies, please do not forget, if you do this, to make sure that you blend this out very well. And the reason why we go in on the sides like this, I forgot to say, is because if you have a fat face like me, it helps you to make the illusion that it's not as fat, your face is not as fat. I'm also going to go down the bridge of my nose on either side. And there are plenty of ways to contour. It's not the only one. Plenty of videos on YouTube where you can learn if you don't know how. I'm just going to get my nose to my desired width. sheer finish pressed powder. Looks like that. And just use that all over. I'm going to use this contour palette here. It's a contour compact. I'm going to use one of the darker shades. And just go down my nose with it. Alright. Now I'm going to use the upper side of that brush to do my highlight. Okay, and just as a finishing touch, I'm going to take my Arbonne eyeliner and create a mole. I used to have this one like bump right here that would never go away, and I used to do it to conceal the bump. But now that the bump is gone, I kind of like the mole, so I kind of just do it. I just do it anyway now. I'm gonna take some blush, and I'm gonna use this peachy color. And just put a little bit on. I also like to take this Arbonne color here, and it reminds me of Mac Raisin, and use that. I use that one almost every day. Okay. And I'm going to take that white jumbo pencil that I had earlier, and I'm going to take my beauty blender to pull my eyes down just so I don't mess up my makeup with my fingers. I'm just going to line my waterline. Just to make my eyes appear bigger and brighter. I do have chinkier eyes, and it's hard for me sometimes, so I'm also going to smoke out the under my eyes, just in the corners, with those colors that I used earlier. Now time for mascara. So I'm using the Arbonne mascara. It's in the shade, the black shade, I'm sorry. And it's called It's a Long Story. So I'm going to line my bottom lashes. And my top. So there we have that. And I am now going to set my face. I am going to apply lipstick and lashes off camera after I set my face, and I'll be back to let you guys know the final look and let you see it. Okay guys, I'm back. I have lashes on and I also applied this lipstick. It's called J Matte Lipstick in the color Peach Blue. I did purchase this at a beauty supply store. Saw it and just kind of fell in love with it, used it, loved it. Did not want a really harsh lip, so I did not go for lip liner today. I know it kind of violates the rules, but I'm more of a person, you know, if I like it, then hey, it's cool. Because I did decide to go with the peach lip, I did decide to go back in with this eyeshadow from MAC. You can see it's like a peachy color. The color is rubbed off, so I really don't know what color this is, but it does match the lipstick. So I'm going to go in with my 227 just quickly. And just use that in my crease a little bit. Or a little bit above the crease. And blend it in. Okay. And I did also want to add some glitter just because I'm really extra like that. So I'm going to use this glitter Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art. It's a lid, line, and lash kind of stick. And I got 2 of these from Rite Aid. The last time I was there, I thought they were beautiful. So I just picked a couple up. I'm just going to put it in the corner of my eye. This is also that orangey color, so it's going to bring the lip in nicely. And just to let you guys know the lashes that I used, I did just get a pair from the beauty supply store while I was there. These are in the KPE 70 style. And they were $4.99 at my beauty supply store. I think they were kind of overpriced because of the beauty supply store I went to. But they come in a little package like this. They are double layer and they're just so pretty. I'm in love with them. So as you guys can see, we are pretty much done. I'm going to go ahead and set one more time just because I went ahead and added a couple more layers. So again, I'm going to use, oh, I didn't let you guys know what I used to set. This is the Aroma Essentials Awaken. I use this all the time. It's good for, you know, everything. So I'm going to use this again. And the Dipping Your Face Challenge, I'm not sure exactly what that's called, but basically the basis is that you're wetting your face and you're letting it air dry. So the wetter you get your face, the more flawless the finish. And I'm also going to use the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray, and it's oil control. So I told you guys I'm oily in my T-zone, so a little bit into the night or my day or whatever, I'll get really oily and shiny. So I'm just going to spray a generous amount of that, especially in my T-zone. It's a pretty, not too glam, everyday look. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.